I'd like to welcome Steve Goldberg from WEA Trust Foundation. We were lucky enough to receive a $30,000 grant from the foundation. And so I have just been pleased to get to know Steve and get to know other districts. We're one of 4 who received these monies to be able to really help us move forward our student mental health initiatives, particularly at the universal level. So I'll let him speak and then I'll share a little bit more about what we're going to use the money for. So Steve.
Thank you, Janet. Good evening, everybody. First of all, thanks for what you're doing to strengthen education in this part of Dane County. Very important. I'm a lifelong Dane County guy. Went to Monona Grove schools. I hope that doesn't upset anybody here. Class of '68. So, the WEA Member Benefits Foundation has launched a pilot project. It's a statewide project to test and validate and expand a funding model to bring more private philanthropy to support school-based mental health in 421 Wisconsin school districts, starting with 4 pilot districts, one of which is your own, right here in Sun Prairie. The pilot program consists of unrestricted grants that are provided to the school district, and the district gets to decide how to use the grant in support of its own approach to school-based mental health. We aren't the experts in student mental health, but the staff here at the district, they are the experts. And we have put the money in their hands to decide how they're going to use it, and Janet will explain that in a few moments. Before she does, let me tell you that unrestricted grants are pretty rare for nonprofits and for school districts, as you very well know. It comes from trusting each other, where the funder or the donor trusts the recipient to use the money productively and effectively. And we indeed trust the Sun Prairie area school district to do that, because you've already got a strong track record in student mental health. Yes, there's a long way to go yet, but you've got a strong record so far. You have a holistic approach, and it's multi-tiered and very strategic. So that puts you in a category of being very effective with student mental health in your district. And it's a challenge grant. In addition to being $30,000 for your district to spend, it's also a $30,000 invitation to the local community to match that amount so that the amount actually gets doubled and can have double the impact on your mental health programming here in Sun Prairie. So we've already reached out to some funders, and some funders have already reached out to us, funders that have a presence here in the Sun Prairie area, and they're interested in exploring how they might be able to support this. So Janet and I will work together along with the Sun Prairie Education Foundation and some other local organizations to try to bring more local money to the table and make this truly a community collaborative effort. So I'm excited about this. In a moment we'll present the check officially. But Janet will explain now a little bit about how the money will actually be used. Where are you? Okay.
Yeah. So thank you very much. So as Steve mentioned, as all you know, we really engage in a multi-tiered approach to this. We have universal practices all the way up to kind of our highest need students within mental health. And so as I foreshadowed, we're really using this for some of our universal practices, particularly on community building, so that all children in the district really feel included, represented, and safe in their classrooms. So we'll be using that for expanding, because this was surprise money. We will be expanding some of our training opportunities for restorative practices to really continue the work that we've done on community building in our classrooms. So we look forward to doing that. Continuing to train district administrators and other school leaders at the secondary level we'll start with. So we're excited to do that, supporting student mental health just through that inclusive community building in all of our schools. So wanted to just again say thank you. It's also providing me an opportunity to meet with other districts or to speak with other districts and to hear the great work that they're doing. So appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. We formed a users group of the 4 school districts that are participating in this pilot. In the pilot, there are a lot of eyes that are focused on the project itself. So we want this to be the best possible pilot it can be so that other school districts other communities and other funders are interested in this approach, where they're matching money to attract gifts from the local funders in support of this. So we're happy to provide this. I want the people behind it to see what this looks like.
Steve, we'll come up for a photo. May I just
Yeah.
add one thing, if that's okay?
Yeah.
Steve and I had a great conversation last week via Zoom, and what Steve didn't say was how impressed he was with you, Janet, the proposal and the conversations that he had with you, as well as what we're doing, as Steve already alluded to, mental health in St. Prairie. So I just wanted to recognize you, Janet, for all the work that you've been doing behind the scenes, the grant application to get these funds, and just the difference you're making in the lives of students. So thank you, and Steve, thank you very much.
Welcome. And there was no grant application. I came to Janet, and I came also to her counterparts at Racine, Appleton, and Watertown, the other participants in the pilot. Janet did not have to fill out an application. She didn't have
Janet was happy about that.
all she had to do was survive a 1-hour interview with me. And we clicked. And all I wanted to do was get inside her head, you know, how does she think about using additional resources for school-based mental health? So Sun Prairie, Appleton, Racine, and Watertown rose above the rest. And we're excited to provide this money to you now. So we're going to have a picture taken?
Yeah. We'll invite the superintendents, the board, Janet and Jennifer to come forward and receive the award.
Okay.